that nobody would remember me. I hate cocaine and sipping lean, but I need something to try and take the pain from me. But I've been living right, loving life, but sometimes I can't fucking sleep at night. I think about getting drunk and getting high, sleeping for the rest of my life. I don't wanna die young, just on 27.
Hello mates, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal red flags when it comes to tattoo artists. This video will kind of tie into my previous how to choose a tattoo artist video. In that video I talked about how there are tons of really lovely tattoo artists out there, but for sure there are some dodgy ones too. I've had mostly positive experience when it comes to tattoo artists, fortunately, but do have some experience with dealing with the dodgy ones too. I do want to make a few things clear. Number one, I'm not a tattoo artist. This is in no way any kind of professional advice. I'm just somebody who loves tattoos and has been getting tattooed for quite a few years now. And number two, I don't mean to shit on tattoo artists in any way, or not the good ones anyway. This is just to give people out there who aren't sure some advice about what things you should avoid when it comes to choosing a tattoo artist. With all that said, let's get into this. So red flag number one for me is cleanliness. When you get to a tattoo studio, you should immediately be struck by just how clean it is. The place should be spotless, all the tattoo beds should be wrapped with cling film when they're in use, the artist should be wearing gloves when they're tattooing. Cleanliness should be the ultimate priority of the artist. If it's obviously not, then this is not the place for you. You really don't want to be spending time in a place that's dedicated to literally injecting something into your skin if that place isn't clean, you know? On this note, if you want to get tattooed by someone and you arrive there and it's evidently not a tattoo studio, it's their kitchen, their basement, their fucking dog's house, then turn around and get the hell out of Dodge. Make sure that you're going to a well-established shop with artists who come highly recommended. That ties in quite nicely to my next red flag, and that is tattoo artists, and I've put that in quotation marks for a reason, who have not actually done an apprenticeship at a tattoo studio. They're a scratcher or someone who has taught themselves how to tattoo rather than being trained through an apprenticeship with a professional tattoo artist at a professional tattoo studio. Now you might look at a scratcher's work and think, oh actually they're quite good, I'll give them a go. What's the worst that could happen? Do not be a fool. There will inherently be things that this moron does not know. That could be about hygiene, that could be about how to avoid blowing the tattoo out. Do not trust a scratcher to tattoo you. This comes from personal experience. My first two tattoos were done by a scratcher and I regret both of them. That artist was actually really proud of the fact that he was a scratcher and thought he was the best tattoo artist in the whole fucking world. He spent the whole time that I was getting tattooed shitting on other tattoo artists. He put in the time to actually learn to tattoo when he just taught himself and bragging about how good he was. And guess what? He absolutely fucking sucked. I was too young and stupid to know that at the time though, and it took me a few years to realise just how crap the tattoos that he'd done on me were. You don't want this. Go to a well-established artist who's paid their dues and has actually completed a tattoo apprenticeship. The next red flag to avoid is a tattoo artist who steals other people's work. Any reputable tattoo artist will want to draw their own designs and will not want to copy other artists' work. If you find a tattoo that you really like on Pinterest and you go into a tattoo studio and the artist doesn't say to you that they want to redraw the design and put their own spin on it because it's someone else's design, then this is not an artist that you want to be tattooed by. If you see an artist post a photo online and think, hang on a minute, I've seen this before but better on another artist's page, again, avoid them like the plague. Another big thing to look out for is artists who evidently really heavily edit the photos of the work that they post online. Now you can't always tell if an artist has done this, especially if they're good at Photoshop, but sometimes it can be really obvious that they've really badly photoshopped the colours to be more saturated than they are, or edited the line work to look more crisp and consistent. So if you do notice this, question why the artist has felt the need to do this. Decent, reputable artists will post photos of their work that are transparent in showing the true quality of their work. They won't try and hoodwink poor, unsuspecting clients into thinking that they're way better than they in fact actually are. The next one is related to photos that artists post online, and that is not sharing photos of their healed work. Every tattoo artist should have at least some photos of what their work looks like when it's healed, and if you can't see this on their pages, there is nothing wrong with reaching out to an artist to ask if you can see some healed photos of their work before you commit to getting tattooed by them. If they refuse to share these photos with you, again, Question why. Is it because they know that their work heals like shit? There can be a big difference between what a tattoo looks like when it's fresh compared to when it's healed, and you should have all the facts before you let someone permanently mark your skin. Okay, a big consideration when it comes to getting tattooed by someone is how they make you feel. Like I said at the beginning of the video, lots of tattoo artists are really, really lovely people who will go above and beyond to make you feel comfortable, but just like in any industry, it has its weirdos. If you've not been tattooed by someone before, I would highly recommend, if possible, trying to meet them before your initial appointment and just getting a vibe for them. Do they make you feel comfortable, or are they kind of creepy? Do they have a massive inflated ego, or do they dismiss all of your ideas as stupid and beneath them? If the answer to any of the above is yes, then turn around and find yourself an artist who doesn't make you feel like this. They are out there, you just need to do a bit more looking. This next one ties into how a tattoo artist makes you feel. There are some really creepy artists out there who, especially if you're a female, will want you to be way more naked than you need to be to get tattooed. If you're getting your back tattooed, for example, there is literally no need for you to be completely naked. You can put on a button-up shirt backwards, for example, keep your buttons on, etc. If you've not seen a tattoo artist do this before, then you might think surely tattoo artists don't insist on women taking all of their clothes off. It can happen. There are some proper creeps out there. You may also see on creepy artists' Instagram pages that they will take photos of their tattoos on the clients with, again, the client way more naked than they need to be. They've tattooed the back of their client's thigh, for example, and yet the client is completely uncovered up top as well. Or they post a video of them wiping down a woman's fresh butt tattoo and they're properly like grabbing her ass whilst wiping it. Again, why? It's just creepy and some serious small dick energy. These last few red flags will tie into all the tattoo gate stuff that happened recently and set TikTok ablaze. It is absolutely not standard practice for a tattoo artist to have a consult fee, especially one that costs $180. Most tattoo artists will be willing to talk to you about your ideas for free, but will want you to book in and pay a deposit before they draw your design. It's also normal for you to not see the design until a couple of days before the appointment, or even not until the day of the appointment. Listen, tattoo artists are busy people. They often won't get time to sit down and draw your designs until, like I said, a couple of days before, if not the night before your appointment. That's normal and totally understandable. What is not normal though is charging someone $180 or whatever for a consult, and then on top of that charging someone out of arse for a design fee. In my experience, the designing of the tattoo, or for the tattoos that I've had at least, is not normally charged for, but like I said, the artist won't design the tattoo until you've committed to getting it by them. This is to stop people getting a design drawn up by like a really talented artist and then sending that design to the client, who then takes the design to their fucking idiot mate who works down a fish and chip shop who tattoos on the side, and getting it done by Mr. Fish and Chip for a third of the price. It's also not normal for an artist to charge to make changes to the design. Like I said, it's normal to not see the design until the day, but if you see the design and think, actually I would prefer this flower over here or whatever, then most artists will be fine with this. It is key to go to an artist whose work you know you love, so as to try and avoid getting to the appointment, seeing the design and hating it and wanting to change everything about it. If you're going to an artist whose work you know you enjoy and you express what you wanted clearly when you book the tattoo, then hopefully you should be able to trust them and you shouldn't hate the design when you see it. I'm rambling a little bit here, but basically it is a massive red flag if an artist has a consultation fee or a design fee and if they're not happy to make changes to the design. And that is it. Those are my personal red flags when it comes to tattoo artists. Again, there are lots of lovely tattoo artists out there. This is just something to be aware of so you don't end up going to one of the dickheads. Do you disagree with anything I've said, or maybe have different recommendations? Maybe you think there's something that I've forgotten that I should have mentioned? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys found this informative and were able to follow along with all my nonsense. Give this video a like and hit the subscribe button and all that other YouTube bollocks for more nonsense like this. If you like the music that you're hearing in the background, it was actually all produced by me. I have another channel where I post beats/instrumentals that I've made for singers to write songs to, so if that is something you're interested in, I'll put a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.